Hello everyone, my name is Kada Ustia Matasana, my absent number is 15 and now I will talk about UFC. So when people talk about combat sport today, one name stands above the rest is the UFC or Ultimate Fighting Championships. What began as a small experimental tournament in the 1990s has now become a global phenomenon. So it's a stage where discipline, technique and raw human strength will collide. So the UFC is more than just a fight promotion. It is a place where the ancient tradition and martial art merge with modern athleticism. It is the arena where the world's best fighters come to test their skills, their courage, their resilience, and their spirits. Alright, so the UFC brings together athletes from every corner of the world. Example like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist, American wrestler, Muay Thai striker from Thailand, kickboxer from Europe, karate champion from Japan, judokas, boxer, sambo fighters, and taekwondo master. Each one stepping into the octagon with their own background, identity, and style. This diversity is what makes the UFC so fascinating. Every fight is a class of philosophies. One fighter may rely on calm precision of jiu-jitsu, another one on the explosive power of wrestling, and another one will be on the sharp, surgical striking of Muay Thai. In the octagon, this style will be mixed and evolved. So in the early days of the UFC, fight was simple, one style versus another. So a boxer against a wrestler, a karate master against a judo champion. There were no weight classes at all back at that time. Few rules and almost no expectation. But the sport just grew, it matured, it became more technical, more scientific, and more refined. Today's fighters are not just experts in a discipline, but they are complete mixed martial art. So they train in everything, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and all of them martial art. So they combine their movement, strength, and weakness with precision. So they prepare with world-class coaches, analysts, nutritionists, and sports scientists. And now the UFC has become not just a test of fighting, but a test of evolution, a constant push to be better, stronger, and smarter than the fighter standing across the cage. A UFC event is unlike any others. The light dim, the crowd roar, and the walkout begin. You see fighters emerging from a tunnel, wrapped in their own story, victories, defeats, sacrifice, and dreams. Their music hits, their expression sharpens, and they march toward the octagon, the world's toughest stage. In, inside the cage, time slow, two fighters touch the glove, and month of training come down to 25 to 50 minutes of combat. Every moment matters. They feint every jab, every takedown attempt. The atmosphere is electric. You can hear the impact of clean light kick. You can feel the tension when a submission is locking in. You can see the sense shift when one fighter starts to break and the others begin to rise. So a UFC fight is more than a psycho battle. It is a psychological war. Technique classes, strategies unfold, and the smallest mistake can end everything. Throughout the history, the UFC has produced a legend. Fighter was named Echo beyond the cage. So example like Conor McGregor, Khabib Nurmagomedov, John Jones, and a lot of also. But my favorite is Ila Topuria. And these athletes are more than a champion. They are a symbol of the willpower, sacrifice, and dedication required to reach the top of the most demanding sport in the world. Alright. At its core, the UFC is not just about violence. It is about a human limits. How far a person can push themselves, how much pressure they can endure, how much heart they can show when everything is on the line. So it is about respect, it's about discipline, and it's about journey from the humble mats of a small gym to the brightest light sold out arena. So every fighter has a story, every fight is a chapter, and every moment in the octagon becomes part of bigger narrative on that fans around the world follow with passion. Alright, So the UFC is the world ultimate test of combat, but it is also a celebration of human character, strength, fear, courage, intelligence, and emotions. All of it collide inside the eight-sided cage, and that is why people watch. So people watch not not just for the knockout, not just for the submission, but for the story of the fighters. The story of a human being stepping into the octagon, ready to give everything they have. That's all about my monologue about the UFC. Thank you so much.